in the know for Friday, April 29, the 119th day of 2022. There are 246 days left in the year. Good morning, MG, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield Country Station, 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. Get you ready for weekend, and we get to look ahead to Kentucky Derby week next week. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, well, yesterday you said it felt like Monday.
Yes.
So it feels like Monday. Mm-hmm. But hey, it's already Friday.
Yay.
Are you happy you went from Monday to Friday in the blink of an eye? Do you feel like, so ask you this, this is more of an off-the-air question. Did you change the trash out yesterday? Did you empty the garbage can?
I did.
You did? Thank you for doing that, by the way. I just noticed sometimes it's overflowing. How much trash do you think the average American throws away per day?
I don't know. A bag?
5 pounds per day per American is the average. So of all the little wrappers that you take throughout the day, on average, they add up to being 5 pounds per American per day. Do you think that sounds like a lot?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
5 pounds seems like a lot of trash, but some people are trashier than others.
That's true.
Without a doubt. He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's a 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe. London, Bangladesh, Berlin, Sydney, and Millwood. He's Sam Gormley and the Sparks. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I just thought I'd throw in some new geographic locations in there.
You wouldn't even want a country.
I didn't.
I don't know that you've ever done a country
I didn't
before.
even particularly like those. They just kind of sounded like they were there. And Las Vegas. Are you covering Las Vegas?
Oh, yeah. I've watched every second last night.
Did you get drafted?
No.
No, you did not
Seventh
get drafted.
round, maybe undrafted.
Mr. Irrelevant?
Yeah.
That's you? Mr. Irrelevant?
That would probably be a good way to describe it.
Jaguars had the first pick, and they took
Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon Walker.
From Georgia.
University of Georgia. No Kentucky Wildcats were drafted yesterday, but today's going to be their day. Yeah?
Yeah,
maybe?
I think you could. Well, maybe 2, potentially 3 today.
Wandale?
I think you're more likely, I think, to see Josh Paschal.
So Josh Paschal today.
I think in order you'll see Josh Paschal, and then it's kind of like the next 3. It's kind of pick your poison between Wandale, Luke Fortner, and Darian Kennard.
I was going to ask about Fortner because I feel like
Darian Kennard has really slipped because there were some rumors that he could have been going in the first round, and then
if he kept his mouth shut, he probably would have gone in the first round, but he decided to show his cray-cray.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's necessarily cray-cray, but when you're auditioning for a job, probably say less. You know, in the great Aaron Burr terms, talk less, smile more when you're auditioning for the NFL teams. It probably was in your best interest. But
yeah, I think that's probably a pretty safe assumption.
Yeah, some people agree with what he said, some people don't, but you're better off just to try and.
But I don't know that NFL teams want somebody that outspoken.
Well, that's true.
On either side.
Well, I mean, they want you to do your job, but there are some outspoken ones. Hey, cloudy with spotty showers. Good luck to all the Cats today and tomorrow in the NFL draft.
And tops. There's some tops that'll be drafted tonight, too. D'Angelo Malone. Bailey Zappi, probably tomorrow. Gareth Stearns.
All right, very good. Rain chances, spotty showers possible this evening and into tonight. I think the primary rain chances for the day are out of here. They were primarily overnight, and now we'll wait for evening and overnight spotty showers tonight. We'll see some possible stronger thunderstorms tomorrow evening and into the night. Otherwise, you're going to see cloudy, scattered showers today. Again, I think the extremely scattered throughout the daylight hours. 76 the high today. Scattered showers, 58 tonight. Mostly cloudy afternoon thunderstorms. and a high of 83 for your Saturday. And then for next week, looking pretty good. Oaks Day. Now they've at least taken the raindrops out of the graphic for Oaks Day. But still a 3 in 10 chance of rain, and then a 2 in 10 chance of a shower on Derby Day itself. So things looking good.
Mother's Day looks nice too.
Yeah, and then we got we're going to talk about May events coming up, and we've got one of those weird anomaly weekends that only happens about once every 7 years or so. We'll tell you about that coming up. Russia is continuing to pound targets from practically one end of Ukraine to the other yesterday, including Kyiv, bombarding the city while the head of the United Nations was visiting in the boldest attack on the capital since Moscow's forces retreated weeks ago. Zelensky was getting visits from United Nations bigwigs and trying to establish or at least measure the current situation. It feels like, being over a month into it now, it feels like maybe enthusiasm or care or concern is fading just a little bit. Like Americans for the end of February and into the month of March and certainly into early portions of April, it feel like, everywhere you turned, it was, the situation in Ukraine, and it just, people are monitoring it, but that passion that they had for it, you get some level of, you lose your adrenaline rush about things like that, and it just becomes one of those things
only hear so much.
Yeah, one of those things that's going on, and maybe it's not as maddening, but it continues to be saddening. In similar relation to that, here at home, well, it's actually in Washington, but involving a Kentucky congressman, Kentucky 6th District Congressman Andy Barr's legislation requiring the United States State Department to submit ongoing reports to Congress on China's support for Russia's invasion of Ukraine has passed the House of Representatives on a 394-3 vote. It's called the Axis Act. It's the Assessing Xi's Interference and Subversion Act.
You say cheese?
I
thought you said cheese.
Xi Pin, the Japanese president, or
I thought you said
Xi
cheese
Jinping.
like Parmesan or cheddar.
Yeah, it's X. It's so AXIS is the act, but no cheese, and it basically requires the State Department to submit an initial report 30 days from now, and the bill's enactment, and every 90 days thereafter. And so it's interesting. I had the pleasure of being in Congressman Barr's office back the end of February, and I asked him this specific question about a potential subsidization to subvert the measures, the tightening, the sanctions on Russia. And so he told me at that point in time, he said he was concerned about China's role in that. And because of China still being a huge economic, I'll use the word partner, to the United States, if we're trying to do everything we can to sanction Russia, and then we're just sending more money to China economically to buy their products, and then that money is just finding its way back to Russia to continue to, right? It's a vicious cycle. And so I do think it's important to know what China's role is in this grand landscape of current global drama. Moderna is seeking to be the first with COVID shots for the youngest kids. Moderna is seeking to be the first to offer COVID-19 vaccine for the youngest American children. It has asked the FDA to clear low-dose shots for babies, toddlers, and preschoolers. So another option for parents if they want to deliberate and consider. One of the other national headlines today, the Biden administration and the president specifically says they're taking a hard look at student loan forgiveness. President Biden said yesterday that he's taking a hard look at canceling additional federal student loan debt and will reach a decision within a month. He said, "I am considering dealing with some debt reduction." Biden signaled in his Thursday remarks that he won't go as far as some activists want, saying $50,000 in debt forgiveness was not under consideration. He did not give a number for what he is considering. Yeah. So a couple of schools of thought on this. You see people, on Twitter or wherever, that have been paying, or maybe they're one payment away from their student loan debt being eradicated. And then they hear the potential, the talking points are, well, they're just going to wipe out student debt for anyone who's basically making their first payment. There would be resentment from people who are about to make their last payment saying, well, I've invested in my education, but here you're going to have your forgiveness and you'll have the same benefits or the same, credibility, the resume that I have. And I had to put in the sweat equity in order to pay mine back. And now you're going to be given a free pass. That's going to create confusion. It's going to create, as I mentioned, resentment. And it is the equivalent in, if you're looking at a capitalist society, it is the equivalent of giving some people a 3-lap head start in a 6-lap race. And so I just don't know that's going to, I don't think you can just eradicate student debt and say everything is forgiven. However, so you say, well, what about a percentage of that? Well, if you give amnesty or forgiveness on a percentage of student debt, is that any different than if you just gave them a check for something else and said, well, here's a bonus check, or here's some ARPA funds, or here's some Trump dollars, or here's some Biden bucks, or here's some, isn't that the same thing? I don't know. I have a feeling that if you give a person $1,000 check and say, this is for your student loans, but do whatever you want to with it, whatever's best for you, I have a feeling it doesn't go towards student loan debt. I have a feeling it goes toward vacations and big screen TVs and that type of thing. So, money is money, so to speak, but if you're still going to have the same level of indebtedness, then maybe you are better off to give somebody a coupon to reduce their student debt by 20% or something to give Americans some breathing room. Because student debt has been predatory in the last 2 decades. I mean, at the levels that we've lent people student loan amounts to go into fields that they'll basically never be able to pay for it. And then they're stuck paying rent because they can't buy a home, and it seemed like a snowball.
Getting paid wages
Absolutely. Yeah. And most people, I read a thing yesterday, Sam, about the number of people who are unrealistic coming out of college on what their first year of earning potential looks like, and so there's just it's
not something they usually teach you in college.
Yeah. It's definitely.
I mean, I know that I literally had to call the guy that I interned with when I was starting my job search. Was kind of like, okay, how do I know these people aren't ripping me off? And this was before I even had any conversation with you at all. I think this was in like April before I graduated. And it was kind of like, how do I know? Right. And he said, well, this is the amount. And if you're doing this job, this is probably the amount. But if you're working in this size market, this is what you want. Now, if they're doing this to you, then you run,
sure.
kind of thing. And and I was like, you have no idea how much that helped. It's like a 10-minute phone conversation. I almost learned more there than I did in 3 months of classes that semester.
By the way, so there's a couple, you brought up a very good point on something about earning level I want to talk about in just a minute because it pertains to something the governor said yesterday. You've probably been thinking about who you're going to be voting for in the upcoming election on May 17th. Now is probably a really good time that you start thinking about how you're going to vote, because the Secretary of State and the legislature and the Beshear administration have worked together to, I will use the term, modernize our election process, including early in-person, absentee. And so there's a very robust article at K105.com that gives you all of your options and who can and who cannot vote absentee. Those things have been widened, but it's not carte blanche. It doesn't say just anybody who wants to.
Yeah, this information I know Charlotte Willis sent me earlier in the week. Clerk Willis.
So it helps. It's got an absentee portal. So anyway, that's at K105.com. I would encourage you to get started on that now so that you don't maybe miss an opportunity, because it's not just May 17th. You're actually going to be no vote before May 17th.
There's quite a few primaries, too, in the area
qualify. Here. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You've got...
There's no top of ticket stuff. There's just no top of ticket thing that's getting
free people running for coroner. You're saying that's not top of ticket?
No, that would not be the top of the that would not be the top of the ticket.
Is that not as important as Judge Henderson?
Well, when I say top of ticket, by the way, I mean
presidential.
Rand Paul doesn't have a significant challenger in the primary.
Charles Booker doesn't.
Congressman Guthrie doesn't have Charles Booker doesn't have a significant challenger. So all those top of ticket, all those congressional and federal races, they're just non-starters, even though they're actually ballot events. Flags, by the way, are at half staff in Kentucky today for a fallen Marine who died while on active duty earlier this month. Chief Warrant Officer Raleigh Brandon Pennington of Louisville died on April 9. He was an infantry weapons officer for the 2nd Battalion, 24th Marine Regiment of the 4th Marine Division, Marine Corps Forces Reserve, based out of Fort Sheridan, Illinois. So thank him for his service and giving the ultimate sacrifice. Flags at half-staff in Kentucky today as a result of that. The governor gave a press conference yesterday that kind of had multiple things going on. Hundreds of new jobs are coming to Kentucky. More relief for areas impacted by the December tornado outbreak, and COVID-19 continued to decline. Those are basically the takeaways from what the governor said. He announced Hopkins County was getting another $8.5 million to help with cleanup from the December 10 tornado outbreak. He mentioned Columbia Brands LLC, is an apparel manufacturer, is going to expand their presence in Henderson County. And then he also said that as to COVID-19, he says the bottom line is we're in a good place. He also noted there is no direct evidence of any surge in COVID cases after Easter.
That's good.
You know, we wondered, these little holiday milestones, family gatherings, people get together. My guess is, though, what is happening is, and Josh Horton, when he was here a couple of weeks ago, he talked about people are just not being tested. You know, you get the sniffles, you think, well, it might be allergies, or it's allergy season, so I got this, or I got. So you may.
It's definitely allergy season.
You may have some, yeah, you may have some mild case.
They mowed our grass, and I walked into the building all, 45 steps, and felt like I don't know what I felt like.
Yeah, I can understand. I can get it. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said a newly created cannabis research center won't slow his review of whether he has the authority to single-handedly legalize medical marijuana, a decision that's likely to come this summer. He said he sees the value in the cannabis center formation, but added some lawmakers used it as a tactic to successfully block a bill that would have made medical marijuana legal. Beshear said he won't wait for the center to do cannabis studies before deciding whether to take action. Don't have a lot of time to get into it today. I thought we might have a little more time. Conversely, Bob Stivers, the Senate president, said that Kentuckians should be concerned that the governor thinks he can change statute by executive order. Marijuana is illegal, currently illegal in Kentucky, and I don't know that's a it might be a third rail for Governor Beshear. I think that it is by the way, the third rail is the electrified rail on the subway system. So when you touch it, sometimes you get burnt. I understand him wanting to be proactive for Kentuckians, and I am for things such as this that are scientifically proven to help people, help their situation, PTSD, what seizures, whatever it might be, in a controlled environment, just like we control all of our other medicines. I am fine with that. I do have concerns with the overuse of executive orders at the federal level, and now he's kind of dipping his toe. Maybe he dipped his toe in the water with the executive order on NIL, which was kind of a game changer, but one that was not really all that maybe controversial, but using that as okay, how did that go? Now, can I do this? There's a big political opportunity for him in doing an executive order like this, but there's also a big potential pitfall to doing that. So floating the idea of doing it is similar to what the legislature has been doing. They're just floating the idea of medical marijuana, but never really getting around to doing it. So,
and I think that's kind of his thing, is saying if you all won't take, I think I read a poll that 60% of Kentuckians are for it or something.
Yeah, I saw.
What are we waiting on? I think it might have been more than that.
Right. And I just think that the stall tactics have to, let's just bring these things forward and vote on them and see.
Stop the whole majority of the majority and all of that.
Just see where they are. I
get on the record. That's why you're being elected, to put your vote on the record.
Yep. But anyway, I think executive orders are a dangerous proposition because you tend to not say anything about them if they're things that you think, oh, that's a good idea. But when the shoe is on the other foot, then suddenly you go, hey, these executive orders aren't a very good idea. So I just think that you need to be consistent, because there's a reason we have three branches of government. They serve equal roles, and one should not be in stepping in the other's territory, no matter which branches we're talking about. The Jacksonville Jaguars, in addition to having the first pick in last night's NFL draft, have exercised their 5th-year option on pass rusher Josh Allen. Hard to believe this coming year will be his 5th year.
4th.
This will be his 4th, but they've gone ahead and exercised
you
the
have
option.
to do that by
So he's under contract. So he would know next year if he needed to. He would be playing this season knowing whether he had a deal or not. I feel bad for him. I mean, maybe their draft pick.
No.
I mean,
listen, the AFC runs through Paul Brown Stadium right now.
I just feel bad for Josh Allen.
Did you not hear last night when Roger Goodell got up there and announced the Cincinnati Bengals pick, and he got to say the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals?
I missed that part.
It was only at like 10:45 last night.
I heard Roger Goodell getting booed when he walked.
That's tradition unlike any other.
It's got to happen. Antonio Reeves has landed with the Kentucky Wildcats, an Illinois State transfer as a junior guard. He'll be playing for the Cats next year, so congratulations to the Cats and to Antonio Reeves. And then Hunter Toms picked up a new scholarship yesterday. Sam, what are the details on that?
Yeah, from the Grayson County Football Alumni Association. It's the Doug Thompson Memorial Scholarship, so he gets $500. And they also, for the first time, gave away 2 Cougar difference makers. Ben Rogers and Kaylor Decker are going to get $250 scholarship. That's from the Football Alumni Association. That's Roger Lush and his crew.
I thought you were the difference maker, so they should give a third difference maker.
No, I'm not quite as much of a difference maker as Kaylor Decker and Ben Rogers.
Well, I mean, in your own way. In your own lane, perhaps you are.
We can put it that way.
We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
If you've ever considered a Christian education for your child, St. Paul Catholic School is a growing, vibrant school in a small, intimate environment, providing an excellent academic education with Christian teachings from preschool through 8th grade, reasonable tuition, bus transportation available, and numerous extracurricular activities. Start your visit with St. Paul School by calling 270-242-7483.
Register now. Class sizes are limited and filling up.
If you're a woman over 40, have you had your annual mammogram? Whether you're a mother, wife, sister, mentor, or friend, you're important to so many in your life. At Owensboro Health, we want to help you live a healthy life with the ones you love. Having an annual screening mammogram is one way to take good care of yourself. Because you're worth it. Schedule your screening mammogram online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
I'm Samara Hevron, your state representative, and I'm hard at work bringing jobs and better roads to Grayson and Hardin counties. I'm a conservative Republican endorsed by Kentucky Right to Life and the NRA. I fight against corruption. I protect our God-given freedoms, and I honor our military and law enforcement. I hope I can count on your vote by May 17th. Keep Hevron in the house, y'all, and I'll keep fighting for the opportunities that you deserve.
Paid for by Samara Hevron for State Representative.
Your health is important to you, so when you find yourself face to face with sickness, your main concern is simply how to feel better. Well, rest assured, your feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. It begins the moment you walk through our doors, where you're greeted by our friendly, knowledgeable staff, and continues on with special services like free delivery. So whether your goal is to maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember,
your feel better starts here
at Midway Pharmacy.
If you're stuck in between jobs or looking to change your current line of work and feel like you're out of resources, don't fret. K105 and WMTL have got you covered. Head to K105.com and click Local Jobs in the menu at the top of the site for current job openings right here in our community. And if you're an employer, get in touch with us about adding your posting to the site. The K105 Local Jobs Board is live, and we want to help you make the change.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix. K105.
Google will now take your request to remove your stuff like your address, phone number, and email from search results. The world's most used internet search tool says the expansion of its removal policies come as a result of more users requesting it and reflects their evolving strategy about the dangers caused by easy access to contact details. Up until now, Google would only accept requests to remove web pages that shared contact info alongside some sort of threat or required payment for removal. It's also stripped links to bank accounts, credit card numbers, and medical records. Snap is out with a pocket-sized camera called Pixie that flies around at 4 preset flights a few feet above the user to capture photos and videos, then lands back in the user's palm. Photos and videos automatically transfer into the user's Snapchat memories. The Pixie stores up to 100 videos or 1,000 photos. It's available today for $230. Game maker Activision says it's cracking down on cheaters in its game Call of Duty, and caught cloakers will be unable to see or hear opponents. Tech Report, Larry Olson, NBC.
You know I feel all right. Feel pretty good, y'all. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Come on, y'all, let's say it one more time.
Today is Viral Video Day. Know what the number one viral video of all time is?
I mean, Charlie Bit My Finger.
Yeah. Baby
That's
Shark
almost like
on YouTube.
That's the most viewed, but is it to me, like a viral video almost has to be somebody doing something stupid.
Yeah,
well, like the mislick, the wardrobe mislick. Who was that?
I don't know that
Janet.
Who?
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Like to me, that's what a.
I don't think because I know for a while Gangnam Style was the number one most viewed video, and I don't know that that's like a viral video. I don't know.
To be specific, the most viewed YouTube videos of all time: Baby Shark, Despacito at 2. Is that Johnny Yes Papa? The Lulu Kids? I don't know what that is. Maybe it's Johny. Shape of You, Ed Sheeran. See You Again, Wiz Khalifa. Bath Song by Coco Melon, Nursery Rhymes at 6. Phonics Song with 2 words at 7. Learning Colors at 8. Uptown Funk at 9. Masha and the Bear at number 10. So
yeah, it's like a Russian.
Those are the YouTube deals. It is also Zipper Day today. The Zipper was just created in 1851 by Elias Howe.
Everybody check your zipper.
Check XYZ PDQ. Saturday is Honesty Day. Saturday is, by the way, that's tomorrow. There's also Bugs Bunny Day.
What's up, Doc?
You've been eating onions. Sunday is May Day, Lay Day, Couple Appreciation Day, and School Principals Day on Sunday. Also, we'll see, before I want to take a moment to say congratulations to the Cook family and specifically Gracie Cook, one of my favorite chefs. She's going to be studying in Francais for 90 days. She has a new internship opportunity that they announced yesterday. So I started brushing up on my French phrases, ooh la la.
I'm so excited for her.
Parlez-vous
It's
français?
Awesome. It's awesome.
Au fanfan and au contraire.
So she's going to learn, make baguettes and cheese and...
pastries.
Oh,
That's her real.
That's her specialty.
That's her
Ratatouille, right?
That's her
Paris.
Mm-hmm. That's ratatouille.
So is she working in Gusteau's?
Probably. So anyway, that was exciting.
That's
to
awesome.
hear. But so I suddenly was like, well, maybe I'm angling. Dennis and Sarah are probably busy. Beej and I, we could be her chaperones. We could. We could travel abroad and make sure
Now,
because we would be the best chaperones ever.
Can she ship you a Death by Chocolate cake from Paris?
I'm sure she could. A Death by Chocolate cake made in Paris
with French chocolate. Is that a thing?
Shipped by Federal Express.
Does that make it better?
If it's shipped by Federal Express. Yes.
Do you have to, when they go to your door, is that how you have to answer it?
No, that's how they have to identify themselves.
Oh, okay.
FedEx. Date Your Mate Month is the month of May. The National Bike Month is the month of May. It's Blood Pressure Month, Hamburger Month, and Salad Month. The first full week of the month is Nurses Week. The National Police Week is the third week of the month, and Emergency Medical Services Week is the fourth week of the month. Sunday is Mother Goose Day. Listen, Monday it says that it's Brothers and Sisters Day. We got this wrong somewhere. Somebody wrote down Siblings Day too many times. This comes around about every 6 weeks, and I love my sisters, but I'm but I can't be celebrating. Hey, it's Siblings Day
Can you
every 6
celebrate
weeks.
brothers and sisters since you don't have any brothers? Is that only?
That's a
Can
good
you do you only
question.
celebrate
Well,
if you have both?
So is that? Yeah. Is Siblings Day different than Brothers and Sisters Day? I don't know the answer.
Because I don't
to
have
that.
any sisters.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I was going to say I would take a shot, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
not.
step,
I like my sisters, so I'm not. I tormented them enough when I was when we were children. There's no sense in piling on now. May 3rd is National Teachers Day. May the 4th, of course, is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. May 5th is Cinco de Mayo. Now, May 6th is going to be Oaks Day, but it is also International Tuba Day. Tuba Day and Oaks Day on the same day. Delightful for me. May 7th, of course, is Derby Day. And it only happens once every, I guess maybe technically 6 years because you get leap year. Or would that be the opposite? Where
Yeah, 'cause it'd be longer than that, wouldn't it?
If it leapt wrong, if you leapt wrong, could that make it 13 years before it happened? I don't know. It doesn't happen that often. Where the first Saturday in May is next to the second Sunday in May, like we have this year. So we go from Derby Day to Mother's Day in the same weekend. And historically, by the way, that that could have also been prom weekend.
Oh yeah.
You know, because they had
my prom was
a little
always
bit-
on
little bit-
Derby Day.
Yeah, I've always found that to be odd timing and scheduling. So Grayson County, moved a little earlier. They went to last weekend. So
Right now, I'm going back. I'm looking into the future to see when the next time.
May 11th is Eat What You Want Day.
I'm sorry, let me write that one down.
Yeah, Eat What You Want Day, May 11th. Limerick Day is the 12th. You may want to write this one down too. May 13th is Blame Someone Else Day. It's the first Friday the 13th of the year is Blame Someone Else Day.
That works.
I did say, as I did mention, is Blame Someone Else. It's Friday the 13th. Dance Like a Chicken on the 14th. No Dirty Dishes on the 18th. Be a Millionaire May 20th. How you achieve that's up to you. May 22nd is Buy a Musical Instrument Day. May 26th, Sally Ride Day. And May 27th, Don't Fry Day. Learn about composting day on May 29th. No, thank you. I know all I need to know about composting.
Thinking we have two good clips of you all on both of these days, both Composting Day and on Dance Like a Chicken Day.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I probably got them somewhere hidden in here. Yep. And then you got your like.
And Memorial Day is May 30th. Compost heaps stink. By the way, I learned I've been watching This Old House. And in places like in Massachusetts, composting is required. Like instead of throwing your scraps away in the garbage, like it's a law. You got to compost. Like what? How can they make that a law? I don't get it. Oh, show's not over. I shouldn't put my stack over here yet. I thought I had finished all my.
Are you letting us take over for the rest of the day?
Well, one of the things I was going to do was I also should have mentioned I was unable to make it to practice. But Alea had her first T-ball practice last night.
I saw some footage.
Listen.
She had a heck of a throw back to the coach.
Yes,
and Coach made a great catch on it too.
Coach was really surprised. I mean,
yeah, because I heard him
kid's
say,
got an arm.
And
she can outrun all of them. Okay, when he made them run the bases, she can outrun them all. I'm loving it.
But by the way, she's already tested out of T-ball because she hit coach pitch last night.
Yes.
And
I saw she was also lined up at pitcher. I mean, it's a good sign too.
Yes.
You're going to have a little athlete on your hands. Coach Reese better get ready there on the softball diamond.
On her 4th birthday, she got a ball, she got a tee and a bat.
Is it a pink bat?
It's a pink glove.
Pink glove.
Pink glove.
But yeah, so for her fourth birthday, and at her birthday party, though, she was playing with it, and someone set the ball on the tee, and she just walked up first time and just knocked the snot out of it across the yard. And I thought, yep, that's good hand-eye coordination, without a doubt.
She can already better than me.
Yeah. Tropicana unveils cereal meant to be eaten with orange juice. Do either of you all want to admit to ever having poured orange juice on your cereal?
Never.
What if it were designed to be that way?
No.
They said they have Tropicana Crunch described as the first cereal made for orange juice, but they do go on to say, and maybe the last. It's a honey almond cereal designed to be eaten with orange juice instead of milk.
No.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I mean,
I
I'll
love
drink.
milk.
I'll drink a cup of orange juice with my cereal, like eat a bowl of cereal and drink a cup of orange juice. But
all right,
no, I'm not gonna combine the two.
Crocs has stepped in it again. Crocs unveils new colorful new line inspired by kids' favorite breakfast cereals. So Crocs has new, look at those. They are Cheerios. They are Fruit Loops. Is that Fruit Loops? What's over on the right?
It's not the greatest picture in the world, but
No, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Trix.
Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, it's Cinnamon
Trix,
Toast Crunch.
Yeah. No,
You know-
thank you.
you know-
Crocs are already ugly enough.
You know who? I know one person who does rock Crocs, and I could see rocking a bunch of these. Is Dennis Cook? I know he rocks Crocs.
He does.
I think he is a Croc guy.
Well, he's not been willing to admit that to me because he knows he would never hear the end of it, I suppose.
I don't think I'm making this up.
5 easy tips for a good night's rest from a sleep expert. 1, cool environment. It's important. Sleep on your side or your back. Consistent noise. Reduce blue light. And prevent getting up in the middle of the night. Those are the tips for the...
He said it the other way.
Well, just go ahead and knock
I was
him off
gonna
of
say,
there.
it was-
Just go ahead and
he-
take
he
care of
wasn't- he
it. There's a
wasn't
bug
doing
on Sam's microphone. And
He wasn't hurting anybody.
You're not paying any attention to
Yeah, you're talking
anything
about
I'm
sleep
doing.
tips.
So
Yeah.
There you go. Get on the
And
ground.
I have terrible.
yeah.
Sleeping
So
habits.
by the way, the consistent noise and the cool environment can be achieved with something called the Bed Jet. I don't know if you've ever seen these available or advertised, but we've been using one for three or 4 years, and it's phenomenal. So it has the benefits of both creating noise and then creating temperature that whatever you want. You want warm, fine. You want cold, cold. You get it. And it
nice.
can be individually set.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs a warmer, colder. You can put it on for 5 minutes and then it turns itself off. You know, after you go to sleep, you can do all those things. So it is
Very nice.
It has been a nice investment. Now, I feel like I need to tell this story, but sometimes we get into one of those headlines and I don't really want to say the headline, but sometimes it's best to do the Band-Aid approach where you just
Drop it and let it go.
you just say it, just get it over with. So I think, Sam, you know the headline.
I do.
Do you think I'm just better off just to...
I mean, could I just leave that?
Yeah,
You
just okay,
wanna-
see this guy. All right, so on this, so for those of you watching, you can see this guy.
This is our guy, right?
This is the guy.
Mhm.
This is not a model. This is the guy. His name is Jack Eberts. He's 26 years of age. He's from College Park, Maryland, and he was part of a medical study.
Looks like a healthy guy, healthy fella.
There are all kinds of medical studies out there. There are medical studies that, take this pill and you'll have gorgeous flowing locks of hair. There are take this pill and you'll have no arthritic pain. There are all kinds of things like that. But then there are also the medical studies that maybe aren't nearly as appetizing. That be fair to say? So I'm just going to give you the headline.
Just gonna leave it.
I'm just going to give you the headline, and then we'll move on. Is that fair enough?
Yeah. Because I don't think any more needs to be said.
Man paid $7,000 to drink poop smoothie for science.
Well, I have a question.
Look at that smirk. No shame.
Does that look like the man who just drank a poop smoothie?
No shame.
7,000, Sam? 70,000?
I don't even want to think about that.
700,000? Everybody's got their number. Just depends upon how many zeros you got to add.
True.
We have to talk about what is in the diet beforehand.
Listen, if you want to do the research on your own to find out more, you do it. I'm just not going to wade any further into that mess. We got to get to a break. We'll be back with more here on In the Know.
All Kentucky driver licensing is moving from circuit clerk offices in every county
to regional offices.
And the new regional offices offer more licensing choices than ever before.
Get a driver's license valid for 4 years.
or 8 years.
Get a real ID
or a standard license.
Renew online
or in person.
You can even visit any regional office you'd like. It's next level licensing.
Learn more at drive.ky.gov.
Why? Just think about it. Why is the #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Just 3 words. Made in America. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. The majority of steel products sold in America are made in America of U.S. and foreign materials. Batteries and chargers are sourced internationally.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you, and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. From 6-week certificates to 2- or 4-year degrees. There's an option for you. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
There are moments when doors of opportunity open. Moments when barriers are broken. Moments when you're called to provide hope for someone in need. Moments when you harness something deep inside. Moments when you're drawn to a cause greater than yourself. Moments when champions are born. At the University of Kentucky, this is who we are. This is what we do.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather.
We'll see clouds overhead today as we climb into the 70s. For tonight, a few spotty showers, but those move out by sunrise on Saturday. After a decent amount of dry time on Saturday, you'll see the potential for some thunderstorms as we head into your Saturday night. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Did you know Twitter can handle up to 18 quintillion user accounts? 18 quintillion. So they got some headroom.
Is that one of those factoids that only you know because you're a shareholder?
Could be. I'm revealing it maybe on the down low. Do you like the Twitter experience since Elon and I took over?
Don't notice any difference yet.
You don't?
No.
Huh. You don't suddenly have a lot more followers?
No.
No, you don't? There are a lot of people who profess to have a lot more followers all of a sudden since some direct executive orders by the new owner were given. So
yeah, I don't think so. Looking at all of the different accounts, I don't see any major differences.
Well, maybe because you're not political. The political accounts may be
politics.
Experiencing some difference. Oh, by the way, here's speaking of Twitter, the thing. I'll get to the movie premieres in a moment. But I was going to talk about it in the opening segment when we were talking about wages and state and the governor's new. I think Andy Beshear is the most popular, according to a new poll. Andy Beshear is the most popular Democratic governor in the country. Now he's like 11th on the list at 59%, but it's like 10 Republicans that are ahead of him. So by default, he's the most popular Democratic governor. But I saw a tweet yesterday about Kentucky ranking 34th in teachers' salary, and I don't dispute that we need to be better than 34th, but I am fine with you saying that number and talking about us being 34th, so long as you will put the cost of living. Where does Kentucky rank in cost of living? Right beside it, so you can get a true. If we're 12th in cost of living, as being on the bad side, but we're 34th in education, then there's definitely out of proportion. Those things really should mirror one another. If we're 34th, then the cost of living, but as you grow, then the cost of living can do this or do that. So I just think that sometimes numbers tell. Without the proper numbers, you can skew them into saying about anything that you want to.
I don't think you can pay teachers enough. I think we should be in the top 15. You got to retain teachers.
Yes.
Listen. Hey, teachers are saints. Think of some of those kids they have to deal with every day. The fact that they don't wring their necks, I give them props.
Are you surprised you didn't have your neck wrung?
Well, I did have one teacher who said that she taught 6th grade. Because 6th graders her hands fit perfectly around their necks.
Interesting.
That was the reason. She couldn't teach 7th graders because they were a little too big.
She was born to be a 6th grade teacher.
Yes, she was.
Got it. It's important to understand your calling in life. This week's movie premieres, new at the cinema. Is cinema a French word?
You have to ask Gracie.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, cinema.
She'll have to do like live reports from us from over there or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, good for her. They would be afternoon reports because they're 6 hours ahead, 5, 6, depending upon where you are in Europe. Memory is out. It's an R-action thriller starring Liam Neeson, Guy Pearce, and Monica Bellucci. Firebird is out today. It's an R-rated drama romance in limited release, based upon a true story starring Tom Pryor and Oleg Zagorodny. Never heard of either of them. I hope those are the people who are involved in the true story. The Aviary is an R-rated thriller in limited release starring Malene Ackerman, Lorena Izzo, and Chris Messina. So
something about birds?
Out of all of those, it's something about a cult. If in the 3 movie releases, the only actor in the 3 releases that I know is Liam Neeson.
No,
is that an indictment on Hollywood or an indictment on me?
Probably a little bit of both.
All right. I mean, I'll shoulder whatever percentage of the blame is mine. I just don't think that I should have to shoulder it all.
I think you got a big week coming up. I think there's a new Marvel next week.
Will I really be any better at knowing those actors? I mean,
Doctor Strange.
There better be a Pratt or a.
There's no Pratt. I don't know. I don't really know who's in it. I couldn't tell you last Marvel movie I watched. I'm so far behind that it's too far behind for me to even catch up.
Godot or a Downey Jr. or a Momoa or a.
No, Momoa is DC.
Great news,
Aquaman, right?
Well, maybe great news. Hulu has acquired the streaming rights to Craps Creek, so you will now be able to get. Don't worry, you've got Hulu.
Well, okay, but I have it saved on.
It'll be going away.
Oh, fantastic!
Starting, but not until October 3rd.
Oh, okay.
So you're good.
That's one of my go-tos.
Yeah, 6 months.
But all these successful ones, whether it's Seinfeld, whether it's Friends, they're going to move around. These streaming platforms will buy the rights to them, and as so long as they don't renew the rights, they'll move to another platform. It's like moving around from TBS to WGN to it's the equivalent of that. Snoop Dogg says he's working on a new collaboration with BTS. And he said my parts are in. He's already done his parts, and now BTS is doing the producer. Are you okay with Snoop Dogg collaborating and having a single with K-pop sensation BTS?
I don't know.
They're popular.
You will remain open-minded. I'm curious to know if this is better for BTS or better for Snoop Dogg.
Because worldwide, it's better for Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Because, worldwide, BTS
K-pop
is huge.
Yeah. With a different demographic that wouldn't know Snoop otherwise.
Uh-huh.
But
in America, it'd probably be more towards BTS. But then again, BTS, last summer, what was that? Dynamite, wasn't that their song?
Yeah. Who? I wonder who holds the record for most collaborations. I mean, Snoop. Like all the various collaborations over his 30 years. I mean, he's BTS, Katy Perry. Do you count Martha Stewart?
I do.
I mean, it's just the all the pathways of that he's traveled and worked with. The Kevin Hart Show. That's not a musical collaboration, but I find it to be remarkable.
In fact, I'm looking here at a list, and 580. This is from 2017, but Snoop is number one at 587.
5 years ago, he had 587, 583.
Lil Wayne second.
Who doesn't want to play with Snoop Dogg, right?
Yeah, it's just got to be.
Hello?
So it's like Akon. It's just all kinds of. Got to get to a break. We'll come back, finish it up for the morning here on In the Know.
Is your marriage enjoying the warmth of summer or the chill of winter? Like nature, every marriage goes through seasons. Couples feel more or less connected, more or less in love, or more or less happy with their relationship, depending on which season they're in. Springtime in marriage is full of excitement. The relationship feels new and fresh. It's a time of growth and new life for the marriage. Summer is when a relationship heats up. The couple communicates well and feels closely connected emotionally, physically, and spiritually. After summer comes fall, which is a season of truth. Like leaves that change from green to yellow, fall is when a couple comes face to face with some hard realities about life, about their career, or about each other. That's when winter sets in. Warm feelings grow cold, and conflict chills the air. It's a time of testing for your relationship with just one basic question to be answered. Will you battle through the harsh conditions together? Unlike the weather, the seasons of marriage don't follow predictable patterns. They come and go, lasting for weeks, months, even years. Couples who understand the season they're in can turn problems into opportunities for growth. They can work hard, jump ahead to spring as quickly as possible, and once again enjoy a relationship that feels new and exciting. To help your marriage thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
The credit card debt happened when my daughter was born. I was using one credit card account to roll over into another credit card account, and it was snowballing.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
When I first called Trinity, the representative understood the need based on the situation. They were great people to work with. From the first phone call that I made, they had me on a track to mitigate the credit card debt.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
Working with Trinity gave me the ability to save thousands of dollars. My name's Doug, and thanks to Trinity, I'm debt-free for keeps.
Call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
If you've ever considered a Christian education for your child, St. Paul Catholic School is a growing, vibrant school in a small, intimate environment, providing an excellent academic education with Christian teachings from preschool through 8th grade, reasonable tuition, bus transportation available, and numerous extracurricular activities. Start your visit with St. Paul School by calling 270-242-7483.
St. Paul School is where we love to learn and grow.
Register now. Class sizes are limited and filling up.
Don't you worry about a thing.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. The show could last another 2 or 3 hours based upon this ponderance, but we'll try to keep it contained. And this is, I guess, more for purposes of play along and comments or send us tweets or whatever. What line or jingle do you remember from an old TV or radio commercial? Like, what's the first thing you think of? Old, famous radio or TV jingles that you remember?
See, I always... Oh, go on.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
See, I think of a lot of Cincinnati, like the local businesses. Like there's a lawyer who his phone number is 444-4444.
Yeah.
So his jingle is literally just singing the number 4 over and over again. And then it ends with call Blake Maislin now.
Okay.
So that's always the one that I can think of. And
I think this must have been one of the early ones that led an impression on me, because one that comes up is plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Even though I have rarely, I was probably over the age of 40 before I ever even used Alka-Seltzer. And I don't frequently use it now, but I still remember plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Although, if you go back to Grease, so you learn in the Grease scene when they go brush it, brush it, brush, get the new Vitana.
Yes.
That is an old 50s commercial. So it was, we learned that jingle via an 80s, or like maybe, an 80s, early 80s movie that was set in the 50s. But there are, I mean, from Big Red to Wrigley Spearmint Gum to I Can Bring Home the Bacon Fried Up in a Pan. I mean, we can go on. I guess I picked the right business to be in.
Well, I know you even had some good local jingles here. Because I know I heard one. Didn't you write one? Or
Yes.
Yeah, because I know I heard that.
There's one that comes to mind, but we can't do it.
Yeah, no, I just, because I know the place is no longer open, isn't it?
Assume that we.
Yeah.
But were you the one that wrote it, or did somebody else write it?
I was.
Okay,
It
that's
was
what
me.
I thought. Creative.
It was.
I don't really remember how it went, but
it was 100% my doing. On TV tonight,
I'm sure people listening remember.
Some do, I'm certain. 2022 NFL Draft.
I'll be watching.
Tomorrow on HGTV, the series premiere of I Bought a Dump, Now What? So you bought a dump of a house. Now what are you going to do with it? My streak continues on Saturday Night Live, not knowing either the host or the musical guest. Ariana DeBose and Bleachers.
Okay, I know Bleachers.
I don't know
Bleachers was a college.
I've sat
we
on
played
some
them
Bleachers.
on Revolution. Ariana DeBose? Oh, okay.
American Idol is Disney night on Sunday, and the season 8 premiere of Naked and Afraid XL on Discovery Channel.
Oh. She's from Hamilton.
Ariana DeBose is from Hamilton?
That's what it says.
From the original cast of Hamilton? You have a photo?
I can pull up my...
Today's highlight in history, this date, 1946, 28 former Japanese officials went on trial in Tokyo as war criminals. She's not...
Said she was on the Disney Plus version, too. I can...
I wouldn't know.
Can you find out what character
that's
she
what
played?
I was getting to.
She's not one of the Schuyler sisters. In 1967, Aretha Franklin's cover of Otis Redding's Respect was released as a single by Atlantic Records.
In the ensemble/The Bullet?
No, thank you.
I don't know.
She
was Anita in the new West Side Story movie, too.
No, thank you. I got to see Respect, the Jennifer Hudson depiction of Aretha Franklin on a flight last week, and it's good. Yeah, she did a good job with it. William and Kate got married this date in 2011. Birthdays today, country singer Dwayne Allen from Oak Ridge Boys is 79. Tommy James is 75. Jerry Seinfeld is 68. Leslie Jordan is 67. See, that strikes me as odd. Leslie Jordan, you all know Leslie Jordan.
I know the name, yes.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, you know him. Kiss Me Cat. He's on... he's the short, gray-headed guy.
Will and Grace.
He's effeminate. Will and Grace.
Beverly Leslie.
Yes, there we
Beverly
go.
Leslie.
Okay.
But he's a year younger than Jerry Seinfeld.
Love him.
But wouldn't you think he's older than Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah, he's always played older, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Sex and the City, Will and Grace. Yeah, he's always played older.
Michelle Pfeiffer is 64 today. Eve Plum is 64. Carney Wilson is 54. Uma Thurman is 52. Andre Agassi is 52 as well. Gone but not forgotten, William Randolph Hearst in 1863. Duke Ellington in 1899. Willie Nelson, by the way. I should mention him on the birthdays, but I put him over here on a special list. Willie Nelson either celebrates his birthday today or tomorrow. He's either the 29th or the 30th because there's some disagreement on what day he was actually born. So, happy birthday to Willie.
And then he'll be
today
90,
or
right?
tomorrow. Yes, he will. Let's go to 1959. The Virtues, number one, with the guitar boogie shuffle. So it's a boogie and a shuffle, which is an odd. Is it a boogie or is it a shuffle?
I'm not sure.
You could boogie or shuffle to it, maybe. I don't know.
It's like twist and shout.
Well, it makes you boogie. But a boogie originally was a dance step, and a shuffle was a dance step.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know the
if you
icky
shuffle and you boogie, the icky shuffle.
I know that one.
Boot scoot and boogie. So if you took boot scoot and boogie and the icky shuffle together.
What about the Cupid shuffle?
That would also work. The Beatles, number one, Lady Madonna.
Played this my junior year of marching band.
Oh yeah, I can hear the horns. Bum, bum, bum.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It was a good song.
Glenn Campbell, Southern Nights, number one in 77. So this could be from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 soundtrack.
Tunes that you know and love so.
Getting a couple Marvel shout-outs today.
Tables in a restaurant in a West End town. Call the police.
Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls, number one in 86.
Underground to a dive bar in a West End town. In West End town, a dead end world.
You all would be mad at me if I didn't get through as many chart toppers as possible because
This is how we do it.
1995, Montel Jordan was number one.
This is how we do it.
Different than just the normal Montel.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
What was that Montel? What was the TV Montel's name? I forgot. Montel. You know, it was just Montel.
I think it was just Montel, right?
Yeah, but he had to have a last name.
Classic.
Usher, Ludacris, Lil Jon, number one in 04 with Yeah. And 2013, Bruno Mars, When I Was Your Man. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. This is kind of a long one. If there were more people who desired their own happiness more than they desire the unhappiness of others, we would have paradise. If there were more people who desired their own happiness more than they desire the unhappiness of others, we would have paradise. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes,